Hello there, Sir from 17 once again, bringing you the second level in this Star Wars Force Unleashed 2 Unleashed difficulty video walkthrough. And this is Cato Neimoidia, and it's a pretty lovely looking level, and it's still at the part of the game where you're thinking this might be a really cool game because it's a lovely looking environment, there's cool stuff to do, and they're still introducing new mechanics. And right there, if you throw that TIE fighter at the dude over there, you'll get an achievement, because apparently it's Darth Vader's. So now that we've fucked up Darth Vader's ride, we can come over here and fight the Sith Acolytes. And these guys look challenging, but they're not. If you fire your lightning at them, it'll make them do a force repel, like that. That enables you to grab them while they're doing the move, and you grab with A and X, and if you do that and you throw them, run over to where they land, and then press X and execute them. And if you're near an edge of a level, throw them off the level. Never fight that enemy, there's no point. Always grab them, throw them, kill them. That order. Or lightning them if you can't get close to them to grab them, because that will put them off, and then grab them. And it makes them super easy. And this dude, he fires those missiles at you, but because this game is so fucking imprecise, the reflect is pointless when you can just force grab it and push it back at him. I mean, if you are good at deflecting, go for it, but I will warn you right now, this is nowhere near God of War, Devil May Cry type of precision. It's not the moment it hits your character. You have to hold block about a second before you think you should, because the game just doesn't have that kind of precision. It really doesn't. And I got hit so many times by those fucking missiles because this game is just blatantly wrong. It reminds me of Castlevania Lord of Shadows a lot, because earlier, last night I was playing Castlevania Lord of Shadows, and I was on something like chapter 10 on my night run that I'm playing at the moment. And the boss I was fighting, he has a big axe or something, and he raised the axe above his head, and I was in front of him attacking, and I died. And what it was is, his entire body becomes a weapon as he attacks. It isn't the point of impact of his weapon. So as he reached up and his belly went out, I touched his stomach, and it was as if I'd touched his sword. It was fucking ridiculous. I was just like, really? Seriously? Is that how bad this game is? And don't get me wrong, I do like that Castlevania game, but it totally wants you to hate it. It is a game that just hates you from day one. But once you've killed these stormtroopers, you have to use the force to pull these elevators up, or whatever these podiums are, so that you can use them as platforms and get up to that balcony. And just be careful, because life can be pretty scarce on this game if you don't have the green lightsaber crystals. And I do have them at this moment in time. I have both of them. It's just I decided not to use them so that I could actually make this slightly more challenging to hopefully make the videos more entertaining, because it's like, would you really want to watch some guy go through Resident Evil 5 with an unlimited rocket launcher? Because I know I wouldn't. Where the fuck is the challenge or the enjoyment in watching a guy nuke everything? I mean, look at me now. Because I was messing about trying to throw the force stuff, I got absolutely nailed by their blaster fire, and I have really low life. And the best thing to do here is, don't try to take these guys on from a distance, just destroy the platforms, and do it as quickly as you can. See, look, level 2, Force Unleashed 1, look at that outfit, look at that enemy. How diverse was that? And then there's this fucking game. It's about as diverse as a racist. So once you've knocked that one down, jump and dash across, and then immediately saber throw the next one. Don't aim at them, don't fuck about, or she will get shot. And look at that. The auto aim makes my saber throw hit the dudes instead of the platform. But just rush this section as quickly as you can and get in here. And if you stand behind this little couch and you use your force on that, if you throw it down there and you hit I think 4 or 5 people, you'll get an achievement for using that as a bowling ball. And then watch out for the snipers. The snipers are very damaging, but they're very slow to fire, so if you rush them, electrocute them to stun them, and then finish them off in your own time. And then just carry on, and Sith Acolytes again, so lightning to put them off, and then throw them into the force field. Look, instantly kills them. Lightning, grab, throw. Force field or off the edge, job's done. How simple is that? Ah, it's just... And even if I wasn't fully upgraded, that would be simple. And this game does have pretty lenient checkpoints, and you can exploit the checkpoints a lot. There's a couple of sections later on in the game where I just ignore all the enemies and I run, and I get to where I need to be and I die, but I respawn where I died and there's no enemies. So I'm going to be able to show you how to make this tepid experience as short as possible. And when you come in here, just once again be careful of snipers. There's the dudes with the lancers. The best thing to do here is to take out the snipers as quick as you can, and just be careful of being shot at, because there's a lot of people shooting me. And throw him out of the door if you can, and throw him over the balcony. If you come out here, they will follow you, and then all you have to do is chuck them off the edge. I mean, a baby could do this. This is not challenging. It's just cheesy, because everything's shooting at you, everything's trying to chip away at you, and the snipers are a pain in the ass because they're super high damage, but they're nowhere near as difficult as they were on the first game, because I think snipers were a one-hit kill on Unleashed 1. But this game, it's definitely been lightened up a little bit, the difficulty, because the first game was really challenging, and it was challenging because there were certain elements that were just broken. And I love the demolition effects on this game, the Havoc engine, how it just crumbles things. It's really cool. It's a really good physics engine as well. And what happens now is we're being introduced to the jetpack dudes. And the jetpack dudes are funny. These are the one redeeming factor of this game. If you're not laughing when you're electrocuting them jetpack guys, you're not human. But once you've took them out, pull down this, then carry on. And you'll notice I've got my block up because I see a ton of stormtroopers that are going to shoot at me, and you will automatically deflect the bullets, and you'll take no damage unless you've got your ass to them like I'm doing now. And lo and behold, an ATST turns up, and I'm not going to mess about timing and risk making a mistake. I'm just going to throw it back with my force move because it's a lot quicker. Am I going to teleport? There I go, teleport into the animation. And obviously you're completely immune, when you're in the quick time events, so don't worry about taking damage in them. And just use your environment, throw everything you can at the stormtroopers, and there really is not much challenge to this game. There's one or two fights that might make you realise there's a bit of challenge and a bit of strategy to be used, but everything else is just fuck shit up with lightsabers and incredible force moves. Right now you need to push off against here, because if you don't, the snipers will get you. But as you can see, throw them off the balcony, they're no threat to anybody. It is funny that though, and even though this game is nowhere near the game I wanted it to be, and I mean the demo was the first level, and that first level seems like this game's going to be terrific because everything's happening. It's epic, there's cool environments, there's cool new mechanics, and then you realise everything in that demo is everything in the fucking game, and they just did not innovate anything else. I'll tell you what this game reminds me of. This game makes me think that right at the start of the project, everything was seeming great. There were like ideas were flowing, everybody were inputting, and it was the most fun process they've ever had making a game. And then 6 months in, once they started, designing, after they'd done the first 2 levels, there was a massive drop in funding, or half of the design team got fired because there were cutbacks because the recession and shit. And it was just kind of like, we need to ship a game. EA wants us to ship a game by this quarter, and we only have half a game. And then they kind of went, fuck it, we've got to ship something. And that's exactly what they do, because this game just feels like it's half-arsed. The first 2 levels, give or take, feel really promising, and then Dagobah turns up, and it's the most challenging level on the game, and then everything after that's just like, we've done this before, this is not adding anything to the experience, what the fuck were we thinking? And another thing that adds to that little theory of mine is the DLC they released, because I don't know if you know this, but for 80 Microsoft points, or whatever it is on PSN, 80 pence or something, you can buy the DLC, which is an Ewok level. You get to go to the planet off of Return of the Jedi. I can't remember its name. All the Star Wars fans are probably going to fucking remind me. But it's the level off of Jedi, where the base is on that planet when they're trying to take the force field down to the Death Star. And you basically go there, you kill a ton of Ewoks, you kill Luke. You don't kill Luke Skywalker, you kill Han Solo, you kill Chewbacca, and you kill Princess Leia in a really contrived and fucking ridiculous Jedi fight. But It's maybe an hour and 15 minutes long in its entirety, and it totally feels like something that was going to be in the game that just didn't get polished enough and didn't make the release. So they released it on the cheap because they realised they've got a tiny game that's half finished. And be careful now, because these Sith Acolytes can fire force energy at you, and it does a lot of damage. But the best thing to do is what I'm doing: throw them and then execute them. Don't mess about. Make sure you're lightning to make them do the hand wave that blocks it. Be careful of that because they do a repulse. But throw them, execute them, and just be careful when you go for the execute, because if the body's still moving in like the ragdoll physics, it doesn't let you do it, and you'll do a saber swing instead. And in the time it takes you to recover from the swing, they can stand up. And that's just an example of this game, and it's lacking quality when you compare it to the really highly refined action games. I just don't understand what they did, because it's a beautiful looking game. It could have been so much more, and these first 2 levels make you think you're in for a real treat, albeit this level lasts a little too fucking long. There's a couple corridors that they could have omitted and had it flow a lot better, if you ask me, or a little bit of light platforming instead. The first game had tons of platforming. This game has none of it, and I think it's because everybody complained. And don't get me wrong, the platforming on the first game was pretty fucking horrific, but it interrupted the fighting. And that little bit of diversity, that little bit of variety, that's what can make and break a game. Because it makes you forget that you're fighting constant enemies. But that's the end of this section, so I'll see you in the next video, guys. Thanks for watching, you take care.